Men hate to see women happy. And before somebody gets in my comments trying to explain to me why their boyfriend is different, that's not what we're talking about today. And before somebody gets in my comments trying to explain to me why they are different and all of the men they hang around are different, that's not what we're talking about today. I'm talking about the larger pattern of how men, particularly men who have deeply internalized patriarchal beliefs, which is majority of them, respond to women's happiness when they don't have control over it. Because patriarchy doesn't just teach men that they're supposed to provide, it teaches men that they're supposed to have authority over women, that women should listen to them, that women should prioritize them, that women should need them, that a woman's life should somehow revolve around a man's wants, approval, attention, resources, or presence. So when a woman is happy without a man, when she's making her own money, enjoying her own life, traveling, building friendships, taking care of herself, accomplishing her goals, laughing, going out, and genuinely enjoying her existence. And especially when a man had absolutely nothing to do with that happiness, that can piss a lot of men off tremendously. Just think about it. The men on the you see the videos where they say if a woman has bought her own house, then what is he for? He doesn't she can't she's not gonna be able to find a man. Because now you're looking at a woman who has removed herself from the position they were taught she was supposed to occupy. And that's a woman they can't easily control. And depending on what phase she is in, they can't control her at all. Think about how often women's happiness is treated like something that needs to be attached to a man. A woman is happy because she got married. She's happy because she had a baby. She's happy because she found a good man, Savannah. She's happy because her husband takes care of her. She's happy because a man chose her. But the moment a woman says, actually, I'm happy by myself, suddenly everybody has a problem. She is bitter, masculine. She just hurt. She secretly wants a man. She's going to die alone with cats. Why does a woman's happiness become suspicious the moment a man isn't responsible for it? Because there is power in being able to convince somebody that they need you. That is why. And patriarchy has historically benefited men by convincing women that their value, security, identity, and happiness should be connected to men. So when women start realizing, wait a minute, I can actually make myself happy, that is disruptive to the system. Because a woman who can make herself happy doesn't have to tolerate misery just to keep a man. She doesn't have to stay in a relationship because she's afraid of being alone. She doesn't have to accept disrespect because she thinks nobody else will want her. Like, those are the top two things that you hear men telling women. You're going to be alone. They've told women that for so many years, and now women have took a step back like, wait, I mean, it's actually peaceful and less chaotic when I am alone. And we clearly see that everybody else would want you. A lot of other men will want you, so that's a lie. And she doesn't have to perform gratitude for the bare minimum. That is what men want, the bare minimum. They want to give the bare minimum, and they want you to go all out for it. She doesn't have to give unlimited access to her body because a man pays a bill. Like, that is crazy. She doesn't have to become somebody's maid, therapist, mother, cook, emotional support system, and sexual partner just because she has a boyfriend or husband. And most importantly, she doesn't have to obey. She's not a dog. She doesn't have to obey. That's the part people don't want to talk about, because control doesn't always look like a man standing over a woman telling her what she can and cannot do. Sometimes control looks like making her afraid to leave. Sometimes it looks like financial dependence. Sometimes it looks like isolating her from her friends and family, from people who you know love her and are going to tell her right. Sometimes it looks like constantly criticizing her until she doesn't trust herself. Sometimes it looks like withholding affection. Sometimes it looks like convincing her that nobody else will love her. Sometimes it looks like making her feel guilty for having a life outside of him. And sometimes it looks like simply being angry that she has one. Because if you believe women are supposed to revolve around men, then a woman who is completely fulfilled outside of male attention is going to look rebellious to you. And that's a lot of men. That's how a lot of men feel. And they're starting to recruit the younger boys. And that's why I don't buy the idea that men simply want women to be happy. A lot of men want women to be happy within the parameters they approve of. They want her happy as long as she's still available to him. Happy as long as she's still sexually accessible. Happy as long as she's still performing femininity correctly. I'm using air quotes here, correctly. Happy as long as she's still prioritizing men. Happy as long as she's still looking for a husband. Happy as long as her independence doesn't become so strong that she realizes she doesn't need one. Because there's a huge difference between wanting a woman to be happy and wanting a woman to be happy under your authority. And women need to understand that difference. Because there is a reason some men become angry when women talk about being happy or single. Like it really enrages them. There is a reason some men mock women for having girls' trips. There's a reason some men call women selfish for spending money on themselves. There is a reason some men become threatened when women make more money. There is a reason some men hate the idea of women having their own homes, their own businesses, their own friends, their own lives. Because independence isn't just independence. Independence removes leverage. And when you remove a man's leverage over you, you remove a man's ability to control you. That's why a woman becoming happy, confident, financially secure, socially connected, and fulfilled can be so threatening to a man who expects women to need him. Because now, what exactly can he hold over her head? What can he threaten her with? What can he take away? Nothing. And that's why I want women to stop feeling guilty about enjoying their lives. You don't need to shrink your happiness because somebody else is uncomfortable with it. And there will be a lot of people uncomfortable with it. That does not mean you are wrong. You don't need to pretend you're miserable just because somebody thinks women shouldn't be enjoying themselves without a man. And you definitely don't need to make yourself smaller so that a man can feel bigger. A lot of women do this unknowingly or they do it on purpose. Let yourself be happy. And if your happiness makes somebody else angry because they can't control it, then that's their problem. I want women to really understand this. Your happiness is not a public resource. Men are not entitled to it. They are not entitled to be the reason for it. They are not entitled to control it. And you're certainly not entitled to destroy, and they're certainly not entitled to destroy it because they don't like the fact that you're happy without them. You don't owe anybody unhappiness just because your independence makes them uncomfortable and insecure. You don't owe anybody access just because they want it. You don't owe anybody obedience just because they think they're supposed to be in charge. And you don't have to apologize for building a life that you genuinely enjoy. Because sometimes the most radical thing a woman can do in a patriarchal society is simply live a life that she likes without asking a man for permission. So be happy, be loud, go outside, spend your money, take the trip. Laugh with your friends, girl, relax. Build the business and get the house and change your hair. Jeff, that's a big one. I didn't know. Well, I did know this, but it's been weird to me for a while. Ever since I just really opened my eyes, women's hair have to be how the man want it. They can't even change their hair without consulting the man. Girl, take care, change your hair, take care of your body, fall in love with your life. This is your life. I do not feel like the higher power put us on earth to have to live behind a man, live in a man's shadows, can't do anything with our own personal body. No. And if a man looks at all of that and gets angry because he wasn't responsible for it, then let him be angry. Your happiness does not become less valid because he can't control it. This is Pretty Girl Rich Era, where we heal, level up, and become the best version of ourselves. See you in the next one. Bye, loves.